Welcome everybody to another stream here. It's our double route Sunday part 2. And first off, we're going to go back to the Hauptstrecke Munich to Augsburg, and we're going to do the BR 403 ICE3 DB. So we're going to get that set up, and we'll do a little bit of weather again for this one, just to make it interesting. A little drizzle. And we're going to pick a non-stop service. I want to go Augsburg to Munich. Oh, you know what? What the heck? We're going to do the... Yeah, Munich to Augsburg. That's okay. So we're going to get in here and get the train set up. So this is a service I've already done before, but we're going to do it again just for fun. So we won't have to worry about any stops. There's other services on this train that it'll make one stop going from Augsburg to Munich passing and then on to Munich proper, the final station. But we're going to do a non-stop service and enjoy that. So we'll get everything set up here as soon as we load in. And we'll go from there. So hopefully everybody's having a nice Sunday evening. It's about 6:45 here in New York right now. But it's still chilly out. But at least most of the snow that we had overnight has since dissipated. But all right, we'll get in here and get this thing loaded up. Seems Train Sim World 2 is taking its sweet time getting us to the... There we go. All right. Door open there. It's on. Get the wipers on. We're going to get the SIFA and everything is down here in this little control panel. Find it again. There's SIFA. Yeah, PZB. We're just going to go with that. We're not going to mess with the LZB today. But we are going to get the... it's like the cruise control. We're going to get that set up.
RSB.
This is our train here at the station. Looks like we get all of our passengers on board. We're going to go ahead and lock the door, and we're just going to be waiting for till 10:54 for our departure. We can go ahead and get this set to right there. And once we get clearance, we're gonna go ahead and get that. So we're also going to do this thing where it makes the window the passengers can't see in there. So we should be just pretty much set here. Brakes are off. Alright, we are on our way. We're just going to go ahead and just get the throttle all the way up, but the limiter is going to stop us right where that little marker is. So we're not going to have to worry about that. We're going to keep within the speed limits and everything. It's weird, it's raining, but it doesn't look like it's super cloudy. That's okay. Maybe the rain will kind of go away by the time we get into our service here. We got to keep an eye out for our markers and such. Make sure we acknowledge everything along the way. It's a nice station.
SIFA.
Oh, there was SIFA. We have to stay at this speed limit until we get past that 130, and then we will be just about ready to get that throttle going. Well, thank you to my one viewer coming in. Appreciate that. Alright. Any moment now we should get to pass to go to 130. Now I think we gotta... Yeah. Nope, we're running a single train. Sometimes there's a way to do a double, but we have to wait till that last car passes that 130, and then we'll be free to go. And go ahead and move that up there. And then once we get out of the... a little bit farther down the road here, we're gonna... we should be able to really speed up even more. So this route came out last year. It was one of the final ones that they released for 2020. So it's a really nice route. This is a pretty relaxing trip itself, since you only have the one stop there at the end, and you could put on basically the cruise control and just kind of sit back and relax. There's not much to it. It's a nice, easy sort of service, as long as you obey the speed limits and everything. You're okay. It looks like we have a 60 kph coming up, and that's, I think, going through a yep, right there. Oh, we are stopping there. Oh, never mind. Oh boy. Okay. I thought we weren't stopping, but okay, that's all right. I thought I picked a non-stop service. So we're gonna go ahead and just. In fact, we're gonna just take that down. In fact, we're gonna turn it off. Take this throttle off. We'll get it reset when we get out there to the unit crossing. Once we're done with our stop there. I should have double checked that, but that's okay. So we're going to make a quick stop there. Some passengers, let some people off, let some people on, and then we will be on our way to Augsburg. It's all right. Okay, I gotta start slowing down. Matter of fact, it looks like it slowed down for me. Boy. Alright, that's okay. We'll get the yeah, safety, the PZB got me. I didn't, I gotta clear that. Alright. So we are all set again. We'll get back moving here real quick. So we can't go faster than 45. We're under the 1000 hertz magnet. I didn't even see that. That caught me off guard there. Oh well. It's alright. The magnet's not there. So we're, oh, we don't want to go any faster. Oh, there we go. Now I can speed back up even more. Get back up here closer to 60. Up. Yeah, see, it did. It dinged me again. Okay, well, that's a lesson learned right there. I should have kept it at 40. We're going to continue on. We're going to get to our station, and we're going to get those passengers, and we'll get back on our way. A little late getting in here to the Munich passing platform 10. So this is what kind of happens when you've been I was used to playing without all these safety systems on, and I would just go flying in here. Of course, you know, obeying the speed limits, but not having to worry about the safety systems, so that's okay. At least we nailed the stop. Goes the S-Bahn service over there, one of them. So they do have another ice train in the game. It's on the Cologne to Aachen route. That was the first high-speed train that we had in the game when it came out. That was the first of 3 routes that came out when Dovetail released Train Sim World 2. Oops. Oh, actually locked the door. Oops. Boy, the service is not going very well. That's alright. Mistakes happen. Alright, our last few people gotten on. We're going to lock the doors. Alright, now we can No, now we're going to get be set up.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
All right, here we go. We're going to get on our way here. Acknowledge that signal once we get going.
Zug der Einflüsse.
Go 60 now. Because 85 isn't blinking anymore.
Zug der Einflüsse.
So the speed will start to increase here incrementally. Just to 140.
Zug der Einflüsse.
And the next one will be 160.
Zug der Einflüsse.
Alright. We should still make it in time. We might be a minute or so late, but that's okay. We're just going to have a nice, relaxing Sunday evening on the Hauptstrecke Munich to Augsburg. And after that, we're going to do a freight service on another German route.
Zug der Einflüsse.
Let's see what we come up with for that.
Zug der Einflüsse.
Alright, so we go up to 200 kph here shortly. Over here, yeah, there's the max 330 kph per hour. Kilometers per hour is the max speed for this train. But of course, we don't ever get up to that speed. I mean, I could go over what's the authorized speed here on the route, but we won't do that.
Zug der Einflüsse.
Some nice fall colors here, since we're running in the fall.
Zug der Einflüsse.
1.3 kilometers till we get to our 200 mile an hour or 200 kph limit. So the good thing is, once this is set, it should not go over what I have it set at. So otherwise, if I was doing this manually, I would have to keep an eye on it, and then I would have to be feathering the throttle the entire time, and that takes a bit of work. But we don't have to worry about that.
Zug der Einflüsse.
All right, there's our 200. Get ready to. All right, here we go. We're going to increase this. Is it not increasing? Did I hit the wrong?
Zug der Einflüsse.
is strange. Oh, we're going to go up to 230 here shortly. Let's take this down. Reset the system here.
AFB. Seefahrtsbremsung.
Flugbeeinflussung.
AFB. 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 AFB.
That's strange that it's still not letting me get up there closer to the...
Flugbeeinflussung.
This is interesting.
Flugbeeinflussung. Flugbeeinflussung.
That's as far as it's letting me go. That's interesting. Well, we're just going to go with it. I've got it already preset to 230, so if it does go up, it'll automatically jump up there. I think because I'm under LZB, even though I don't think I have it on, I think it limits it to this speed. Once we pass the LZB, then I think it'll jump up, if I remember correctly. But that's weird because I didn't turn the LZB system on, but for, I guess under PZB, it still thinks that it's on. The LZB is this wire, you can kind of see it through the window there. That's part of the LZB system. So I think once we get to a certain point, we'll be free of the LZB and we should be able to speed up. Otherwise we're stuck here at this 160. If I remember correctly, the speed limit signs had a certain limit on them. We passed the 200 and the 230. So but if I remember correctly, once we reach a certain point, we're going to be free of that LZB wire and we'll be able to get up there to that 230 kph. check this out. There's this line that you can pull down if you wanted to.
Zug beeinflussen.
Kind of neat how they have that built in there. Yeah, the wire's still there. We're still moving at a pretty good pace anyway. We only got 27 kilometers to go to get to Augsburg. And even at 160 kph, we're still making pretty good time. Solar farm there. So this is where we're at. And that's where our destination is there.
Zug beeinflussen. Zug beeinflussen.
Platform 1, so we're going to be out here on this outer platform there. It's our final spot.
Zug beeinflussen. Zug beeinflussen.
Nice outside shop there. Nice countryside and some villages. Farms and stuff.
Zug beeinflussen.
Nice run through the countryside there. So the other tracks over here are for the S-Bahn services. So one side's for the these ice services, and then the other one side's for the S-Bahn. I've not done a S-Bahn service or anything that goes beyond what I did earlier. I might do a all-stop service one of these days just to see how that goes for a majority of the stops. We haven't passed the station out either. Oh, there's one.
Zug beeinflussen.
Horn. A low horn and a high horn. But on the controller here on the Xbox, it's you can only get the one or the other. It picks it for you. But if you run a keyboard, you can have both high and low horns.
Zug beeinflussen.
18 kilometers. Looks like the LZB wire is keeping us at that 160 the entire way. interesting. That's okay. Wire does end. There should be a sign for it, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've run this route. Well, on this particular train, obviously we ran some S-Bahn services this morning. Oh, there's an LZB sign. But yeah, I've not run the ice in quite some time, so I should have checked this out before coming on here this evening. But oh well, it's all in good fun. You know, have a nice chilled Sunday. Mileage markers. Excuse me. It does kind of seem like the rain is not as much of a downpour as I was expecting. Yeah, we're going to be a little bit late because we got just under, almost 3 minutes to get into the platform there, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's okay. So as we get closer to Augsburg, I think when we're about just under 10 kilometers away from the station, the speeds will start to drop. But once I see that speed sign, that first one, pop up, and I think it's after maybe not this green light, but the next one, is when we'll start to see a drop in speed. We'll start to see our gradual slow down until we get into the station there. And so I'll switch off the AFB. And we'll just go ahead and we'll cruise it on in the rest of the way. It must be after this green, but I know it's coming up soon. Or start to get a drop in speed there. Coming up, so we're just going to go ahead and turn this off. That's the only way you can activate or deactivate the system there. I must have missed There's the 150 warning there that we just passed. we're down below that, so we're okay. So we're below that. Should be one more coming up around here shortly. Probably after this next green light. Yep, there's the 90. I'm going to go ahead and start dropping that down. And I think past the 90 we'll have a 50. Maybe even lower. And then should be able to just kind of cruise right on into the station there. I stopped slowed down a little bit early. That's okay. Might have to run this with the PZB again another time off stream and see if I can figure out what happened with that. So we should start seeing more signs, I think, as we get into the get closer to the station here. We're just under 3 kilometers. That will go fairly quickly. But we should start seeing other signs that we're going to need to acknowledge. So yeah, there's the one warning sign for the 90 kph. There's another one with the 9 on there saying we got to be at 90 before that signal. We're good to go on that. Some nice construction here. Lots of construction. Got 3 different construction cranes. There's another one for the 9. 90. There's that. There's the final one right there. I'm just going to go ahead and start braking a little bit more. Now we're at under the 1000 hertz magnet. We're going to go ahead and drop some more speed here. So that 60 is all the way at the end, past our platform. So we should be coming up under a 500 hertz magnet here as we come into the station. We'll cruise right on in here. We're a few minutes late, but that's okay. We're stopping at the very end. We don't have anything in our way to, not like over here that we would have to worry about that stop board there. We have to make sure we do not go too far past our stop marker, otherwise we're going to be in danger of stopping or hitting that red light. We don't want to do that. So yeah, now we're at under the 500 hertz magnet.
Beeinflussung.
All right, there we go.
Türen geöffnet. Störung. Zugbeeinflussung.
So this is the station here in Augsburg. Got all these different platforms here. And this nice building here at the end. Not sure what that is, but I kind of like the design of it. Oh, we got some traffic here on the road. We'll let our passengers off, let some people on, but that will conclude this service once we lock the door.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
All right. Okay. All right, let's get over here and do some freight and not have to worry about time and everything like that. So we'll go over to let's do we'll go to the Main Spessart Bahn. Do a service with the 155 on that. And that'll be our final service for the night. $155. You know what? Let's do a little their autumn fog. We'll do an autumn mist. There we go. How about that? And we'll do a this 10 o'clock fast freight westbound. That should be a nice easy service. We'll get the cab set up. We'll go hit our PZB and CIFA, get that stuff turned on, and then we'll be on our way. So thanks for watching, and we'll stream again tomorrow. I'm gonna try to be up in the morning, get a stream done. I might do maybe in the afternoon. I might do Sand Patch Grade just for fun. Although that's going to be a 2-hour stream, at least 2 hours. So, yeah, we might give that a shot tomorrow afternoon. That might be a bit much to handle in the morning, but hopefully in the afternoon it won't be so bad. Tomorrow we'll do another passenger service. I'm gonna get the brakes on. We're gonna get the brakes drain here and that stuff all turned on. And the flashlight off, we won't need that. Get the headlights on. Gauge lights, get our desk driver light on. And our control lights on. And that should be it. Alright, we are all set to go. Alright, so we're going to get underway here. Keep an eye out on our speed. So we've got not a super long train. Yeah, it's all covered. Yeah, covered wagons, basically. Alright, so we are on our way. Get that contrast on. A little bit cooler to look at, a little bit easier to read. Not that there's any information we need to be concerned about there. So we do have a 110 speed limit coming up. Kind of slowly making our way. So this is a 41-kilometer trip. We may kind of get a bit slowed down along the way. We may have to contend with some passenger traffic. So we have to keep an eye out on our signals. We're still under that 45 kph speed limit because we haven't been released from our limit there. The 70-85 is still blinking. Oh, it's finally gone off. We should be able to speed up a little bit more. Let me get the window open here. Kind of like a light fog here. No mist that we have to run the windshield wipers or anything. Get some more speed going here. Take a look here. There's anything ahead of us. Kind of looking out for. Doesn't look like there's anything immediately ahead of us, so we should be good to go. It's the 130 coming up here. Yeah, this is pretty much some towns slash villages, some industrial areas, probably a bit of farming as well. Nice area. The German routes are really, I think, other than Sand Patch Grade, there's some really nice countryside and villages to go through here. They did a really good job with that. Now, Dovetail Games is based in the UK, so they've had access to a lot of the European routes. I think they might have a team that's here in America that does the scanning for the American routes. But with the pandemic, I don't know when they're looking at a game down the road if they've got had enough data taken before pandemic hit and a lot of travel restrictions were put in place. Let's start slowing down here just a bit. Auto. We're at a pretty good pace right now, I think. So yeah, they do typically have a, now it's not, to scale necessarily. They try to at least make things look reasonably similar. In fact, you know what, maybe tomorrow we'll do 2 American routes. We're going to do Peninsula Corridor again. We're going to do that one tomorrow morning, I think. We'll take the Baby Bullet service. We'll take the MP36 from San Francisco to San Jose, and then in the afternoon we'll do a run on San Patch Grade. But yeah, I think they do a pretty good job with what they're able to do. It's reasonably similar, but I've not been on these German routes or any of the European routes, so I couldn't say for sure how realistic it is, but it feels pretty real, I would guess. Look at the warning board back there. Probably for that. Oh, it goes up to 150 here. Huh? So I think we are, so that's where we're at right now. Eventually, somewhere along the route here, we are going to go into a fairly, it's not super long. There's a route that's got some really, matter of fact, I know San Patch Grade's got a pretty long tunnel in one part of the route. But for the most part, we're going to be out here in the outdoors, just enjoying a nice leisurely freight ride through Aschaffenburg. And the speed limit is going to go up here shortly. So there should be a 150 marker here. There it is. There's that. So I think yesterday I was trying to talk about the that magnet, although again this weather, it's hard to kind of see. But it's somewhere along. Go back to 130 here shortly, so I'm just going to go ahead and get off the throttle. We're just going to cruise. There's a station through there we may have to slow down to go through. It may go below 130, but we're not in any time constraint. We got 34 kilometers to our destination. We're making pretty good time, it looks like. Look at this sunrise. Well, there was a warning board there for that 130, it looked like. But then I caught it just in time. I was screwing around with the sun visor. Not that we need it. We should have that 130 coming up here. We'll acknowledge that. And that'll drop that top speed from 150 down to 130. We'll right below that. There's the 13 for the 130 kph. We got green lights. and you got 100 at maybe 2.8 kilometers. So that should be, yeah, I think that's coming either in the station or just past it on the other side, and then it'll probably start to kind of pick back up. But we're at well, we just dropped below 100 kph, so we're okay. We're just cruise on through here. So there's the station here. There's a passenger service over there. Yep, there's a bus. Double-decker service. So yeah, 1.4 is somewhere around, somewhere around one of these curves here. 100 kph a minute. And another passenger service here. So we'll acknowledge that sign once we come around the corner here. There it is. See, yep, 2 kilometers later it goes back to 120. That's alright, we're going to put some throttle back on here. As long as we don't hit any reds along the way, we should be good to go. We haven't had to stop, keep an eye out on our signals just to make sure we don't have to start slowing down for passenger service in front of us. And once we get into Schaffenburg, we're ending our stream. This will eventually make its way over to the YouTube channel. That 120 should have a sign coming up, but exactly coming around the corner here. There's that. Better speed back up here a little bit. Minus 0.3% uphill. Too much of a stress on this engine. I don't think doesn't seem like we're hauling full loads. These might be empty. It didn't seem like the engine was straining to leave the yard when we left earlier. So another 30 kilometers to our destination. Coming up on another. Well, there's some other freight, mixed freight there. Quite a long train. And it looks like we'll be heading into a tunnel here shortly. There's a station. So we've got about a couple more weeks till the Southeastern High Speed is released. They did do a stream earlier. It's out on YouTube right now. They did it on the Steam service, or platform, whatever you want to call it. They showed the upcoming Southeastern High Speed. There is some stuff that they're working on prior to the release that they expect to have everything done prior to the game coming out on the 4th of February, but everybody seems to be pretty excited about it. We'll be picking that up on launch day. Of course, in UK it comes out at midnight there, but which is 7 o'clock in the evening here. I have to wait till the day of the 5th in order to download it, buy it and download it. So we'll be incorporating that into streaming once I kind of get a handle on how the route works. But a lot of the people I know in the UK that play the game pretty excited for it. And then we do have Tuesday is the roadmap. They'll be talking about probably a lot more about Southeastern High Speed and stuff like that. And then eventually one of the other services will soon move, hopefully. We don't know when yet, but there'll be another service that'll eventually go from in production into move it closer to being released. So we'll find out hopefully at some point what that's going to be. Up a 1% grade here, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem to bleed off below 100 kph. You won't have to even worry about touching the brakes. But yeah, so the Dovetail does that on YouTube, and I think this Friday will also be the Q&A session with Dovetail Games. Of course, you know, a lot of people go in there and ask, when's this coming out, or when's this going to happen? And Dovetail plays some of their cards pretty close to their chest, but they do try to keep, I think, the fans updated what they're working on. Obviously we can't have everything that we want in the game. I've kidded around that maybe Dovetail needs to get see if they can license the Rolling Stones song as their theme song. That you can't always get what you want. But yeah, I think they're pretty good about being pretty open with the community about what they're working on and all that. There is some speculation that we will see the next iteration of the game later this year. Probably around the August time frame, but by then certainly that means that all the DLC for this game will have been released, and then if we do get that announced, this game's only been out for not even a year now, so I don't know if they're going to do it this year or maybe next year, because there's a lot to do in this game still. I've barely scratched the surface and all the stuff that we can do here. I've not particularly given my attention to one route over the other. I just try to mix it up a little bit, enjoy it for what it is. And 130 here again. This line should be right. There it is. Again. Station here. Construction work over here. We thought we would be going into a tunnel soon. Oh. Light industry around here. Nice woody areas. And quiet. Little consist there. So this is one of the other graphs here. Control cabinet. Oh, look at this, a whole slew of... Nice. Morning board. The range for that is down there. Yep, there it is. We're just under 20 kilometers to the destination. Doing really good on time, not having any issues. Eventually, for some of these routes, I am going to try to start doing them with the HUD off. Looks like we're going to have a 90, so we're going to go ahead and just cover right on back on that throttle, and we're just going to let it coast. Beat off some of that speed there on its own. We want to get up to 95. But yeah, well, once I get a little bit more familiar with the routes, just take some practice and take some time to kind of know where everything is. There's that. Oh, I know we got a 70. Okay, we're under a 1,000 hertz magnet. We have to be down to 70 before that next signal, which I don't think is going to be any problem at all. Nope. We don't want that good old BZB giving us a fit again. Oh. Sure did anyway. Thought did I miss something? I think I did. I must have. Alright. Well, at least we don't have a red light to inadvertently go through. There we go. Alright. We're gonna let that, gotta let the brakes go ahead and get their, refill the air. Well, everything was going pretty well. I thought. I must have missed a sign or something. My bad. So we're gonna get up to we're under 45 miles an hour, or kph, so we're not gonna go. We're just gonna get through the station here. Too fast. We're just gonna get up to about 30, 35 kph and wait for the for another signal so we can get back up to speed. Looks like we got a 120 up there at about 1.3 kilometers. So this is a pretty neat little station. I think it's got these weird entrances to the underground. This hidden roof kind of cover there. Oh, here we go. We're going into a tunnel finally. We'll get a little bit more speed here. We'll get about 35. Oh, looks like we can go quicker. It stopped blinking, so we're good. Yeah. We're in a tunnel here and it ends all down here. That's a bit long. Let's see, let's just turn the cab lights on. There we go. Not that we need them on for anything, I just like to have them on in the tunnel. The tunnel here shortly anyway. And there we are on the other side. Pretty steep hill here, 2%. Alright, we're just going to let it coast. Builds up the speed pretty quick. Look at that. We're going to be almost at 120 here before we know it. That's all right. We'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, it's almost there. Got another passenger service. They've been past us there. 2 kilometers to our destination. Look at that, didn't take time. Look at that, we're already over 100 kph. But anyway, yeah, if you search just Google train symbol 2, it should take you, there should be come up a link for the Dovetail Games website. You can also see right now what's on the roadmap. And then once Tuesday afternoon, that will be updated for the new changes coming up. So we got 1:30 coming up. So if you're interested in looking at what we've already got and what they're working on and everything, that's a good source of information. So yeah, this is certainly something. If you're looking for a game, something different beyond the looter shooters and things like that. This doesn't have a multiplayer. They have talked about the possibility of a multiplayer coming to the game, but they don't know how that's going to look. But it's something that they're considering. So, yeah. But there's no, this is just pretty much you can play anytime you want, day or night, 7 days a week. You don't have to wait for a whole crew to get on and play. So it's really relaxing, I think, in that respect. Oops. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I mean, it's a fun game. You don't really have to know anything about trains either. They do give you tutorials on all the equipment. Every locomotive that comes out does have a training tutorial with it, which I highly recommend, especially if you've never done something like this before. That it does help to do the tutorials, and you can always go back and replay those if you haven't played a route in a while or run on a locomotive in a while. Just hit up those tutorials again and kind of refresh your memory. And I will say that for the most part the community is pretty good as well. No community in the gaming sense is perfect, but this one's, it's not too bad, to be honest. But this train sim has been out for quite some time. There's a lot of people who played Dovetail games since they first started doing these simulation games, and so they've been here through the thick and thin. Some people are absolute purists. Like I said, they prefer to have the HUD off, but if you run it on the entire time, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you feel comfortable with, then by all means, it's your game. It's not how anybody else runs it. There is a bit of a learning curve to the game, but you don't have to do all these things. You don't even have to put on all the safety systems. You can just do it just to have fun. Run a service and not worry about any of those things. So there's lots of different levels to it, I think. We're 7.7 kilometers from our destination, so we should be coming up under different, at least 1,000 hertz meg coming up soon, I would imagine. And as we get closer, it'll be down to the 50 hertz meg. We're just going to creep on into our destination, which is that siding right there, which has a train in it. So we're going to end up stopping, I think, and waiting for that train to take off, so we can pull into our area there. I'm going to go ahead and start leading off some speed, just to be on the safe side. We've got a 160 kilometer coming up. Not that we can ever go that fast. We do have to acknowledge it because it's on the route. Sorry if you can hear those sirens. It sounds like we either have an ambulance or police going down the road there. Sometimes you might hear sirens in the background while I'm streaming. I do live near a hospital, and there's a fire department down the road from where I live, so we tend to get a lot of sirens day and night, or at least the flashing lights. After a certain point in the evening, they don't put the siren on, I think, unless it's a really serious situation. But for the most part, after a certain point, it's just the flashing lights, and I've had the unfortunate luck to have the police will stop somebody right outside my bedroom window, which faces a main street, so to speak. So that's a bit annoying. We could hear their radios and all that. But, so yeah, I apologize if you hear that in the background. Off a little bit more speed here. We're 4.5 kilometers. There's a. So we gotta come up to. Yep, there was a warning there for we have to be at 100 kph by the next signal. But we're gonna start slowing down here because I don't know. Let's see if that train has departed from our spot there. And it has. Okay, so we should be free to go. But we're just gonna kind of cruise on in to our destination there in Aschaffenburg. Siding 106. Or 106 is the German pronunciation. I remember my German from fall semester. Taking it again in the spring, the next level of German. Warning sign for 150. Interesting. Alright, so yep, there we are. We're under the 100 megahertz. So we're going to lead off some more speed here. Get down to that 45 before we get dinged by good old PZB. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it at the minimum, and we're just going to drop. I'm just going to drop a little bit more speed there. We get a slight downhill, and I just don't want to take any chances of going too fast. So we got a little bit of breathing room here. And it looks like we have a 60 kph marker coming up. Look at that, it's already popped up to 30. Oh, magnet went off, but we're just going to go ahead and cruise anyway. But I think we're going to come up under it again. If not the 1000 hertz, we're going to be under the 500 hertz magnet before we know it. But that it's blinking on there, but not on the HUD. So I just don't want to take any chances. We've had a mostly error-free service tonight. Oh, there it is right there. So we'd like to keep, we don't want any more errors coming into the siding here. We can help it. So yeah, there's 1000 hertz. You can see that just below and to the left of the 70 here on the HUD. And then the again on that little dash there, although it's not exactly clear, but that's what that one signifies there, right? And then it'll be a reddish one when we come under the 500 hertz. Well past our stop area, there is a sign for 110. We're not going to really have to worry about that. We're going to be worried about keeping our low speed here. Kind of go through the yard and go over here to this other yard. Start hitting the brakes again. We're getting close to that 40, and we don't want that. I don't want to take any chances. I have to tell you personally, I'm glad that I've started to kind of do things with all these safety systems on. It does make it it makes it a bit more challenging. I think it makes it more rewarding when you're able to complete the routes with you know, a few mistakes. You know, they do happen, but you know, as long as you don't rage quit or anything, it can be very rewarding, I think. So, you know, I just, when I first started playing the game, I didn't really care about all those things, and, you know, watching some YouTubers, and that it seems difficult, but it's really not. You know, once you just spend some time working on it, you know, it's not that bad. Alright, so yep, typical. So we've got a very small, very, very small buffer between our stop point and the red light. Not much room to play with, it doesn't look like. Let's look at the map there. Yeah, look at that. Oh. I guess I got dinged again. You see, I wasn't paying attention. That's what happens. That's okay. It's not too bad. At least it didn't happen near the... Oh. Oh. The stopping thing was there. That's weird. Huh. Wait a minute. That couldn't have been right. Oh, well. We're done anyway. All right. Well, lesson learned, I guess. That's kind of weird. I didn't even get a chance to slow all the way down, but it just stopped me and gave me the points for it, I guess. All right. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. All right. Have a good night.